At the center of it all is Brennan Brooks, a college student who did not ask to be turned into a vampire but ended up that way after a freak accident and a bad night. He's awkward, depressed, still figuring out how to even exist, and honestly, he's just trying to not be a walking horror movie while juggling college papers and the overwhelming reality of immortality. He's relatable because he doesn't want power or vengeance or any of that. He just wants to not screw up his life and maybe, just maybe, find love and a reason to keep going. And then there's Cole, charming, sarcastic, annoyingly good-looking Cole, who somehow sees Brennan not as a monster, but as this proof that the world is magical. It's sweet, it's messy, and it's dangerous. By the time we hit the final stretch, Brennan's life has spiraled into a full-blown supernatural soap opera. He's built this weird little found family. Cole, his human boyfriend who alternates between reckless optimism and being a grounding force. Mari, the fierce, protective friend who gives shovel talks like a mob boss. Tony, his roommate who is way too chill about vampire drama. And even Dom, the girl who once killed her own sister in a frenzy but is now, somehow, on the redemption arc. Together, they call themselves the New Squad. And honestly, it's kind of epic. The plan is simple on paper, but you know how that goes. Travis, the ancient, chaotic vampire who turned Brennan, has gone full villain mode. He's been manipulating Dom, killing students, draining the clan's blood supply, and plotting this massive showstopper at the annual vampire ball. Think the Met Gala, but with fangs and centuries of bad blood. To stop him, everyone in Brennan's circle pulls their weight. Cole, who has no powers whatsoever, manages to get the hotel floor plans like some kind of boy detective. Mari and Tony straight up run an illegal blood drive out of their dorm, which is both insane and genius. So the vampires don't starve mid-battle. Dom and Brennan reach out to Quinn and other vampires through their secret Facebook group. Yes, they really have one. Modern vampires are online, and they line up backup. But here's the real kicker. Sunny and Nellie, the clan leaders who were supposed to keep order, have been kidnapped and are literally being held hostage in Travis's creepy greenhouse lair. The only way to save them is to distract Travis at the ball long enough for Dom and Quinn to break them free. It's risky, it's reckless, and it's so perfectly college kid logic. The night before the ball, Brennan and Cole share this quiet moment together. No blood, no chaos, no Reddit conspiracy theorists, just two boys curled up in the calm before the storm. And you feel it. Brennan is terrified of what's coming, terrified of losing Cole, but also finally realizing he's not as alone as he thought. Then the ball happens. Oh my God. The bite. Travis doesn't even bother with the whole spike the drinks plan everyone feared. Nope. He just uses his ancient, terrifying power to hijack every vampire's brain in the room, flipping a switch that sends them into blood frenzy mode. Suddenly, it's fangs out, chaos everywhere, and to make things worse, he whips up a literal magical storm to trap everyone inside. Imagine being a human guest just trying to live your best Bridgerton fantasy, and suddenly, you're in Carrie. Tony, sweet, unbothered Tony, comes through with maybe the funniest yet most heroic move in the entire story. He pulls out a water gun filled with garlic sauce and starts blasting vampires left and right. Picture this dude running around a fancy ballroom like he's in Ghostbusters, except it smells like bad Italian food. It shouldn't work, but it kind of does. Meanwhile, Brennan faces off with Travis. And instead of trying to fight him with strength, because, let's be real, Brennan has zero vampire superpowers. He goes for the heart. He digs into Travis's pain, his loneliness, the centuries he's spent mourning his long-lost lover, Shy. And for a moment, you actually see Travis crack. This ancient villain who has caused so much suffering, he just looks like someone broken by love. But before anything can come of it, Dom and Quinn crash in with the freed vampires. The thrall breaks, the reinforcements storm the ballroom, and the fight shifts. And here's where Dom gets her redemption. With Micah, the Reddit guy who's been posting wild vampire theories all semester, on her side, she finally lands the killing blow. She drives a stake straight into Travis's chest. And instead of rage or terror, his face softens into relief. It's haunting. This wasn't just a villain takedown. It was someone being released from centuries of pain. But we can't forget about the cover-up. Because hundreds of humans just watched a blood-soaked vampire brawl in a locked hotel ballroom. Enter Sunny, The Instagram famous vampire with persuasion powers. She struts in and rewires everyone's memories, convincing them it was all a massive avant-garde performance art piece put on by the drama club. And the wild part? They buy it. Humans walk out of there gossiping about the acting like they didn't just almost get eaten alive. That's how good she is. After the storm, life doesn't just snap back to normal, but there's this tentative peace. Dom, carrying the weight of everything she's done, transfers to another clan to try and figure herself out. She's messy, complicated, but you can feel she might actually make it. Cole, meanwhile, gets this tearful phone call from his mom. Yes, the same mom who had been pressuring him into the business world and comparing him to his dead brother. She finally breaks, admitting she loves him, all of him, and accepts that he has a boyfriend. Cole sobs. You sob. It's one of those moments that makes all the vampire chaos worth it. And then, in the hotel courtyard under the glow of string lights, Brennan and Cole finally say the words, I love you. Not in a half-baked, maybe I do way, but fully, with all the weight of what they've been through. And it hits so hard because Brennan started this story wanting nothing more than to disappear, to end it all. Now, he's standing there, believing in forever. 2 weeks later, everything feels almost normal. The friend group is back together for bachelorette night, because of course they are. They're laughing, drinking, living, and for once Brennan isn't the outsider. He's part of something bigger, something warm. Then, out of nowhere, a raven literally swoops in with a letter from Dom. It's so on brand for her. She's in Ireland now at a vampire colony, trying to heal and find new reasons to live. It's bittersweet, but it's hopeful. The final image is Brennan, surrounded by his friends, watching Cole with this quiet awe. For the first time, he's not drowning in loneliness or fear. He's hopeful. For tomorrow, for love, for forever. It's not the end of his story, not even close, but it's the start of him believing that immortality doesn't have to be a curse. And honestly, that's the magic of this whole ride. It's messy and dramatic and bloody, but it's also about love, forgiveness, and finding your people, even if you're undead. So what do you think? Was Travis truly a villain, or just a broken man who couldn't let go of his grief? And do you think Dom's redemption arc will stick, or is she destined to fall again? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I need to know where you stand. And hey, if you stuck around through this wild, blood-soaked roller coaster, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because trust me, we've got more stories just as crazy waiting for you.